Hey guys, I'm Tim.
I'm Bob.
This is the Board Game Rundown, and today we are going to do a preview of Camp Grizzly from Trick or Treat Studios. So for anybody that has had this game on your Grail game list, now's your chance to get it without breaking the bank or trading away like way too many good stuff.
An omelet.
Yeah.
Thanks, Otis.
So Camp Grizzly's been on my radar for ages, mostly because I've been aware that it's other people's Grail game, but I've never seen it and never played it. But it had the reputation kind of hanging out there. So I'm not going to be able to speak to differences specifically between the old version and the prototype
First or second edition
that we are playing
Did I say second edition
here. But we'll talk about what we experienced and what we saw, and this does offer like 2 game modes. So there's like a modern mode and then the classic mode. So I'm gonna just, using context clues, maybe guess that the classic mode is how you played in the first edition.
Got you.
But I don't know that that's true. So Camp Grizzly, what we're trying to do is there's going to be 4 different ways that we can escape and win. And but to meet those sort of objectives, we've got to run around the map and find the right items. So once we find the right items, then we can go over that combination of items, and they'll be spread out on the board with these tokens, which are predetermined by your setup card. And you're going to run around, you're going to reveal these tokens, you're going to hopefully find the items you need, and then you're going to go over to the finale. And then when you get over to the finale, you're going to reveal that card, and then you will just go through the steps and see what happens. It's really interesting because having looked through the ones that were provided here, and there's only one of each, I have to imagine there's a lot more coming in, like the full version of the game.
Right.
But it's not necessarily always good to go to the finale.
I mean, you had to eventually, right?
I mean, well, no, I mean, like there was some that resolved. It was like everybody that stayed back won.
Correct. Yeah, because you could head there without everybody and be like, you know what, we're gonna go to the van. Okay, bye. See how it goes.
Yeah. It's kind of interesting that way to
game over.
Yeah, question mark. But the game's very straightforward, right? Your counselors are all gonna basically have a move rating on their card. They're gonna have some unique to them abilities, giving you some asymmetry, and then they're gonna have like a panic movement, which is in that yellow starburst. And so that's if Otis attacks and you want to run, or you lost a fight with him. So yeah, on your turn, you're going to move, and movement points are going to move between these different cabins. Cabins are anything that's basically an enclosed space.
Yep. Not just ones that say cabin.
Correct. So like the campfire is not a cabin.
There's no walls.
Because there's no walls. But you're connected between 2 different types of trails. There's regular trails, and then there's nature trails. If you move into a nature trail, you're going to have to roll a d6. And if you roll a 1, you lose your turn. And, you lost your turn ends. You move into the woods, which then you're going to start your turn in a fun way. If you roll a 2 to a 4, nothing happens. And then a 5 or a 6, you successfully cross the trail. If you're lost in the woods at the beginning of your turn, you're going to roll a die and resolve 1 or 2. Otis strikes. 3 to 4. Ouch! You take an injury. And then 5 to 6, nothing happens. If you're still alive after you've resolved that, you're going to roll a d10 and then spawn at one of the random nature trail spots.
Yep. I found this cabin. Yeah.
Sometimes Otis moves into the woods, and sometimes he respawns at random spots, which
could be where you're at.
For me, felt like every time was where I was at. If you cross paths with Otis and you have a weapon, you can choose to fight him. You will roll, it's going to be an opposed roll. You're going to roll your weapon stat, whatever it says, whatever die value that is, versus whatever Otis's attack value is. Otis's attack, if you win, you cannot tie him. He wins ties. If you win, he runs off and is lurking. If you lose, you're going to take the amount of damage, whatever his stat is rated at there, on your card, and then you will panic and run away. That many spaces. So there's that. Otis stalking. So I draw a cabin card. Bob goes, he moves, draws a cabin card. If no Otis strikes cards are revealed, Then Otis is going to go. And then Otis will stalk. So he's going to move to the closest counselor. And there's like a series of things that'll kind of give you tiebreakers, you know, if there's equidistant, you know, kind of stuff. Usually it's like he's going after the most injured one because he is a tunneler.
Toxic killer.
Easy prey though, right? And then if you're playing in like the modern mode, you can, if your counselor dies, you're going to bump up that body count, and you're going to redraw a new counselor. You're going to start at the campfire, and you're going to keep going. You can play it where you divide equally up all 6 counselors, and then everybody will run those counselors simultaneously. That's basically the game. You are going to, the game is going to end when that body count gets all the way to 13, which can happen from cards here. It can happen from counselors dying. It can happen from rando characters showing up and just getting in the way.
Like other campers.
Yeah.
And then you got to help them, or they get in the way.
Or you find dead campers.
And you're like, oh no, there's just more body
Oh,
count.
dude, there's that Treehouse of Horror card. It cracked me up because there's a card in there. It's Treehouse of Horror, and you roll a D4, and that's how many dead kids you find inside the cabin.
It's true.
It's terrible.
Or you had the little girl, and if you ever get panicked, you drop the little girl and you take off running, increase the body count by 1.
Yeah.
Because no matter how big they are, they still count as a full body.
That's right. That's right. And so, and every time that happens, right, this is going to move up, and then you're going to adjust Otis's stats accordingly.
You don't have to outrun Otis. You just have to outrun the kids.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding. And there's all kinds of events that are going to happen. You're going to find all kinds of... This cabin deck is a really interesting mix of like, finding weapons and interesting items.
Goods and bads.
Yeah, and some bads. And then there's also survival cards you're going to start with. And those are all good that I've seen. So
yes.
And really handy. And so you're going to have like permanent survival things and, you know, temporary.
Well, I mean, it says virgin permanent. It depends how much fooling around you're doing.
Yeah, and then I was a bad influence, so I had to always draw an additional
enabler
card with tempting fate. Yeah, no doubt. So all the campers, they all play differently. You're going to have potentially different, even sort of these permanent cards, which can change even, you know, your character even more, like depending on what you draw at the beginning of the game. So yeah, game goes till you either get 13 or you have made it through an objective. If you get up to 13, Otis automatically wins. The finales, it's a different story.
They're interesting.
It's a branching storyline.
Yeah, it's quite interesting the way those kind of work out.
Yeah, and it's thematic. It's very thematic.
Yeah.
So Bobby, give us some thoughts on Camp Grizzly.
So I mean, and you said it again. One of the first things I can't get away from is every time you say nature trail. Yeah. I think Weird Al Yankovic. And if you know what I'm talking about, we should be friends. Comment below.
Yes.
There's a deep cut. But other than that, though, it was super interesting, right? The whole the cat and mouse, trying to avoid him. I have the Scream Queen, so when he was getting close to Tim's character, I could try to roll a die and lure him my way just by screaming at him. Sucks me, he said.
I think you were supposed to do that every time.
This is May.
Oh, it does say May?
You may lure him in.
Okay, good job.
Yeah. So I did it when
we did it right.
I mean, I tried when it was
yeah, fair.
It worked a couple times.
Worked 50% of the time.
60% of the time, it worked 100% of the time. Just saying. Throw that out there. But no, I really think that these finales are super interesting. I'm excited to see if there's more with the full thing. Because of the way, not going to show you, I'm going to keep it moving so you can't really pause it and read it. But there's a whole bunch of stuff going on there. And like you said, it's super thematic and interesting. I think it's awesome how like the more the body count climbs, the stronger he gets. And,
so it kind of gives you that sense of urgency, right? Where you're like, well, I'd like to be ready for the finale. It's like, nah, man. Like,
let me go get a weapon. Nope. He's way up here. He's stalking 4 at a time. He's doing all types of damage. We need to go.
Yeah, and he is constantly like breathing down your neck.
Yeah, he's never like more than like 4 or 5 spaces away.
He is moving very quickly towards you.
Yeah, his 2 stalks seems like it's a lot more than that.
Well, but again, thematic to horror movies.
Yeah, right? It's like, we've been running for like 20 minutes. We've definitely gotten away by now. He's right there.
He's right there. And then, you might just draw that card that brings him to your space. And you're like, damn it.
Yep.
Not the most like complicated game, right? Like this is pretty straightforward.
Pretty light. Yeah.
It's
heavy in the what you're dealing with.
Yes.
But it's a light on rule set.
Yeah, the crisis mitigation, right? But yeah, I, as a fan of like slasher movies, I found the theme really fun and really exciting. And I really liked the art on the cards. I like the style.
My butcher knife even has the
nice
like on there. So
there's flavor text too, right? Like on a bunch of the cards and things like that. And yeah, the items and everything feels really thematic. So if you see it on a card, you've seen it in a horror movie.
This is true.
So lots of really fun things there. But I think overall, right? So for me, my first time finally seeing Camp Grizzly in person, I was pretty impressed.
Are you not entertained?
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. And there's other things you can get, like there's horrified tokens, so that's going to give you like a negative modifier. There's like a bear trap, which we didn't run into, and then the 8-track player. There's a fire, like stuff's could catch on fire.
Sweet.
I mean, there's tons of stuff that we didn't even see going through this.
We dipped in, dipped out.
And one of the other really interesting things that I think this game does, and it's a nice solution to this, is so these objective tokens, right? They're randomly distributed, and so you don't know what you're going to find. It could be bodies, Otis strikes. It could be objectives that you need, right, for the thing at the end. If you get to the last one and you do not have a combination that will allow you to go after one of the things, you reseed the board based on your starting card, which is really cool.
It's super interesting. Because a lot of times those it becomes dead spaces and
and also right, it would just be a huge feel bad if it's like, well, we went and found all of these and we have no way to win. Or they give you some other bogus way to win. I think repopulating the board makes
Let's
it
go back and search the bedroom again. There's got to be something in there we missed.
Yeah. And odds are, really, there's going to be something close to where you are at that point in time. Well, actually, there'll literally be one on the space you're on because you just reveal the last one.
Yeah.
So you'd reveal it, and then you might be able to get it. The bad thing is, it could be an Otis strikes, or it could be another body count.
So I'm super curious to see, because I know if they put it in the base game, you have to pay for people's
likenesses.
Their likenesses and whatnot. But when you do a Kickstarter and you give away the Kickstarter like for free, like stretch goals and stuff like that, kind of like a Simon would do.
If you could get any of the
because right now they just kind of like generic cameo people, but like that'd be hilarious. If they
I mean, like I recognize the detective.
Well, this guy looks like
Donald Pleasance from Halloween.
Yeah,
specifically like Halloween 4. Yeah.
Okay. And like say this one cop looked kind of familiar here, but
sort of generic cops, generic greaser.
Yeah,
dude.
But it'd be kind of funny if you could actually be a little bit more.
And
like,
then there's like the
we're
doomed, you're all doomed.
Yeah.
Guy from.
You gotta have a Bill Murray in there or something. You know, that'd be great.
Well, he's gonna get killed.
Yeah.
In a wonderful accident. But yeah, this is Camp Grizzly and all of its horror glory. I'm gonna say
or glory.
Gory. Obviously, like, come on, this is a horror themed game. There's the theme has got to be there for you.
Yep.
If you're bothered by this,
by a body count, and we're not talking about how many people you slept with,
steer clear. Yeah, because this ain't notches in your lipstick case, right? This is.
Who puts it on the lip? Oh, okay. Is that what she does?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it's her song.
Is it?
Yeah. Anyways, it's there.
All right.
I mean, your bedpost too.
Yeah.
Your bedpost, her
Fair.
lipstick case.
Fair.
All right. It's an 80s reference.
That's right. I put it on my lipstick case too.
Okay. Remind me not to make you mad later on. Putting that lipstick on while you're cleaning your rifle. All right.
Anyways.
This is Camp Grizzly. We got to get back on the nature trail. We wandered off into the woods there for a minute. But
I found my way back. Oh,
no, you did not.
Otis strikes.
Otis strikes. You deserve it.
Probably.
Good thing you had that rifle with you, though.
That's right.
All right, guys. This was a lot of fun. Hopefully you found this video helpful. Please check out the Kickstarter if you have been one of those people that have been waiting for Camp Grizzly to come back. Also, please like, subscribe, give us a thumbs up, comment. What's your favorite slasher movie from the 80s? Doesn't even have to be a slasher movie. Just give me a horror movie from the 80s. What's your favorite one and why? Drop us a comment. Let us know. Other than that, for the Board Game Rundown, I've been Tim.
Bob.
We'll see you next time.